and then the rebound was put wide. Back comes Hedl, racing to join him as O'Connor. Hedl for O'Connor. There'll be a penalty, at least a penalty here, maybe a penalty shot, and it will be a penalty shot in overtime for Drew O'Connor, who was impeded while all alone in front of the goal. Second career penalty shot for Drew O'Connor. He's 0 for 1. Vanacek has stopped 1 of 2. Can O'Connor do to the Sharks what Jake Wallman of the Sharks did to Vancouver as a member of the Red Wings last year? Chance to win it here in overtime. O'Connor in from the left. Scores! Canucks give up the late goal, but they wind up with 2 points. A penalty shot in overtime. And Drew O'Connor, 33 seconds into sudden death, gives the Canucks a 2-1 win.
2 games in a row, he's the hero. Had the last goal of the last game in Vancouver. That was an empty netter, and this one, a penalty shot, overtime, GWG, and what a play by O'Connor. It's going to come slow on the left side, left-hand shot. It's going to get the head up and just blow it past the glove. There's no gritty celebration, but that one will do.
He's 1 for 2 in his career and penalty shots now. Vanacek has been beaten on 2 of 3. As he put it under the left arm and into the goal. And the Canucks finally end this string of overtime games lost. They do it in unique fashion, with O'Connor being awarded a penalty shot 33 seconds in and winning it for his new team.
Here's Hedl again, waiting for help. O'Connor trying to catch up. Hedl waits to Drew O'Connor. Saved by Vanacek, but a penalty coming to the Sharks. A penalty shot for Vancouver here in overtime.
In overtime.
Drew O'Connor, who a couple of games ago was in this building as a Pittsburgh Penguin, now here as a Vancouver Canuck. He scored a goal in that game here at the Pens, and now he's got the penalty shot in overtime. O'Connor against Vanacek, and he scores. And the Vancouver Canucks win it in the most unlikely of ways. A penalty shot from Drew O'Connor in overtime, and they'll take it 2-1.
Here is the replay on this. Just coming in, forehand shot. And you remember in that game against Pittsburgh, Drew O'Connor had a penalty shot stopped by Askarov. And on this one, the bench is not happy with the penalty shot call. Frankly, I don't think it was a strong call whatsoever to reward a penalty shot. But unfortunately for the San Jose Sharks, they go down in overtime. What a heck of a hard-played game.
The final score from San Jose in overtime, it's Vancouver 2, the Sharks 1. Sharks postgame starts now.
Cross to his left, the rebound's chopped wide, but here's Hedl back to center, waiting for O'Connor to catch up. Philip Hedl on the right wing to O'Connor in the slot in on goal. He was hooked by Celebrini. Vanacek made the save. It's a penalty shot in overtime for Drew O'Connor.
And an excellent opportunity for Vancouver to win this game.
It's the second career penalty shot for Drew O'Connor. He hasn't scored on one before, but he's got a chance to win it for his new team in overtime. On a penalty shot, O'Connor going from left to right, a left-hand shot. Picks up the puck at center ice. He's going to cut wide onto the left wing, slowly in across the San Jose blue line. Now to the face-off dot, into the slot, shoots, he scores! Drew O'Connor on the overtime penalty shot wins it for the Canucks. And they're into the final wild card playoff spot in the Western Conference with a 2-1 victory on the road in San Jose.
Late night drama in San Jose. A little bit too much excitement maybe for Rick Tocchet as the game turned pretty late with a tying goal by Toffoli, but an excellent job by the two speedsters for the Vancouver Canucks, Philip Hedl and Drew O'Connor, to create chances in overtime. And Drew O'Connor going left and then cuts back to the middle of the ice and goes glove hand side on Vanacek. And remember, in the first period, O'Connor had an opportunity as well. He went blocker side, and it was saved by Vanacek. But here, he ends up sniping between the glove and the body of the San Jose goaltender to finish this one off. Plenty of drama in this one. And the Canucks made it a nervous ending, but they get the victory, and they head back home with a 2-1 victory.
Stopped by Demko in the opening minute of overtime. Right back the other way, only Wallman is back. Here comes Keedle. Lead pass toward the front of the net. Penalty coming up, and it looks like Celebrini's going to take it. We might have a penalty shot, are we?
That's what it looks like.
Holy smokes, I didn't think he was a clean breakaway. They're going to call a penalty shot in overtime. Can you believe this? In overtime, Keedle setting him up for the penalty shot. He had a penalty shot earlier when he made a member of the Pittsburgh Penguins, and here he goes, this time in overtime. Drew O'Connor moving in, waiting on Vanacek, shoots, and he scores! And Vancouver wins in overtime on a penalty shot by a man who failed in the same exact situation in regulation time just a few days ago. Drew O'Connor wins it for the Canucks 2-1 in overtime.
Yeah, and that one hurts. Thatcher Demko again, big save. Eklund and Macklin Celebrini on the 2-on-1 earlier on the pass across. And again, he makes a big save on the ensuing play there. O'Connor finds himself with a step on Macklin Celebrini, and that little hook, that pass got in there. He had a little bit of a breakaway from the blue line in. That little hook ends up being a penalty shot awarded. He makes no mistake on his second one in the matter of a couple weeks here on two different teams. And he gives the Vancouver Canucks the win here tonight.
It was January 27th, just a few days ago on a Monday night at SAP Center when Drew O'Connor was stopped by Yaroslav Askarov. That one was in regulation, but he gets a redemption chance in his next trip to the Shark Tank, and he scores in overtime, 33 seconds in.